Hello, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the podcast, of course. We are Those Nerdy Guys. I am Bones, and with me, of course, is my companion, my partner in crime.
Your companion?
I know, that sounds like we're lovers.
Are we lovers?
If in a different timeline.
Oh.
But yeah, welcome back to episode 2 of the podcast. We're going to start it off with, what we've been doing throughout the week. Not really much, to be honest.
There's some Halo news as well.
There's a few tidbits of news. It's nothing too big because we have probably like a really big topic which will take up most of this episode, which is quite honestly looking forward to it. It'll be rather interesting to see what our take's on. But yeah, we'll start off with what we've been up to, of course. Would you like to start? What have you been up to?
What have I been up to?
What have you been doing?
Kind of just been playing a lot of different MMOs right now.
I see that. You send me Snapchats of it quite a lot. You're like, this game's changed. I'm like, I
jumped back into World of Warcraft.
Did you?
Yeah, and it's changed quite a bit.
Interesting.
I'm a complete novice in World of Warcraft, so that's kind of all I can say. Like, I just restarted my levels again. I'm doing Battle for Azeroth, which I know a lot of fans hated anyway.
Right. But
there's still quite a lot of people playing it. Players running about. I was also playing a bit of Lost Ark. It's that sort of Diablo-esque MMO South Korean game that came out, blew up Steam and all that. There was like over 1 million people or something that was playing that game at one point.
Well, like concurrent players, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's good.
I think, and roughly now it sits about between 200 and 300,000 at all times, which is still really,
that's still
really
crazy
high.
numbers.
Yeah, it's still crazy numbers. But that's a game that's an absolute blast to play if you like those sort of games.
Yeah.
So I've just been playing that because I got stuck on Elden Ring and last boss. I defeated Melania.
Eventually,
after
I'm proud of you though.
30 attempts.
Because she was starting to break you.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Smashing my fucking chair a lot of the time because a bitch was doing that. It's because she has that world with it, doesn't matter. She has some fucking insane moves. But yeah, I'm stuck in the end boss. Spoilers. Right, so the end boss being Radakin. I don't know what that is, to be honest. Yeah. I think he's like the first Elden Lord or something.
So he's the first Elden Lord.
No, that's Godfrey.
Godfrey.
He was the first Elden Lord. Who's Radakin then? I can't remember. I think he's Melania's father.
Right, okay.
I think.
Because she has a brother, doesn't she?
It was... I don't know the lore. Anyway, you beat him, he's got a second phase, and he turns into this Elden Beast, is what it's called.
Right.
And I can't beat it. I literally cannot. Like, when I get up close to it, I can get a lot of damage in.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is going well. But it like kind of like teleports away and it goes there inside this big map. And you can't summon your horse. I can't remember the name of it now because I haven't played it in a week and a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't. He just does this like move where he shoots about 15,000 beams at you, and you have to dodge. But every single time, I run out of stamina, so I can't dodge, and it just hits me, and I die every time. I can get past this first stage now quite easily.
Just that second stage is the hardly that you stump completely.
I literally cannot, and I've tried getting help from other players when it does work, because the multiplayer sucks in that game. It's just not consistent.
Still doesn't work.
But cannot for the life of me do it. I mean, the guy that helped me died right at the start. I was like, "You're useless." Like, he just ran in. I was like, he looked quite weak, and I was like, "Well, he's just one of these guys that look weak, but it's actually a badass."
Right.
No, straight up, just crap. Just ran in and got 2 hit, and I was like, "Why are you even here?"
It's like I admire your courage.
No, I don't.
But you're not strong.
I was at breaking point. I was like, I remember screaming. I was like, "You useless piece of shit!" Tears rolling down my face. Apart from that. What am I watching? Oh, Attack on Titan season 4 part 1 final season finished.
Oh, of course, yes.
Holy shit!
Enjoying it?
Oh my god, that last episode.
I actually want to get back. I only watched maybe the first.
Season 4 is so grim and dark, and it's just
Yeah, I've only watched the first few episodes. I think of season 1.
It's honestly going to finish the best anime of all time.
I do want to get into again at some point and actually
because everyone's like, "Oh, he's whiny at the start." Yeah, he is whiny, but by season 4, he's a cold motherfucker. Doesn't speak much. Just looks just wants to kill children. It's great.
Just dark.
I'm actually if you're watching Talking Time, I'm actually on his side, to be honest. Yeah, that's no surprise if you know me as a person. But you have to watch it. It's cause this. No, I can't say that. If you're gonna watch it, I can't say it. The spoilers.
I will watch it at some point. But yeah.
Let me know in the comments. Are you on Eden's side? Are you on the Scout's side? If you know what I mean. You'll know what I mean. I'm on any
you'll know.
Jaeger side.
Aye.
I'm a Jaegerist.
Jaegerist.
That's what we're called now.
Oh, well, what have I been up to? Well, yeah, kind of going back to Elden Ring a little bit. Obviously, we've already discussed that, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But Lego Star Wars came out. I've played a few hours of it. I haven't really sat down and committed too much time to it.
It was on your anticipated list.
Yeah, I've done episode 1, Phantom of the Menace, which of course ties into our topic, which we will discuss soon. I like it. It's fun. I know it's just a Lego game, and most people immediately would think, oh, it's just a damn kids
I kind of
game,
want to play it too.
But I've actually laughed a few times at like some of the writing. Like some
I've
of the
seen
lines
a
in that.
couple on the TikTok.
On the TikToks?
Oh my, a boomer.
I know.
Are you on one of those TikToks? Why did I say it like that?
I know.
On TikTok, I seen a line when it was like, was it someone walking about as young Anakin? And he sees Darth Vader. Like, wow, that's a cool suit. When can I get one? Patience, young lad. You're going to burn soon. Quite good,
but yeah, from what I've played, I'm actually really enjoying it. It is quite comedic as well. Obviously, you'd expect that from a Lego game because it is kind of catering to all audiences.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's fun. I mean, it's nice. I wouldn't say it's too difficult. Obviously, it can't be because it's a Lego game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm off next week, so I will be devoting most of my time to finishing that. But yeah, I would recommend it. It's good.
Yeah.
Still early on, so like obviously I don't have too much to say necessarily, but it's just you're playing through like the Skywalker saga.
I'll get it after I go to Glasgow because I'm getting a tattoo. Another one.
Next week.
2 weeks.
All right, I'm getting 2 next week.
2?
Yeah.
What are you getting?
Just 2 little ones.
What are you getting?
I'll show you off camera. It's a secret.
It's a secret. I'm giving you a secret. You're about to get inked on your skin.
I know.
Well, I'm getting a Naruto tattoo.
Naruto. I was only a matter of time for you done that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Naruto and pain. That's what I'm getting.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm getting that 2 weeks. On my back somewhere.
Nice.
But round about the top, get my back done next, getting all that done. Excited times ahead.
Ooh.
I love tattoos. But yes.
Yeah, so and what I've been watching? I've been watching Moon Knight, actually. I don't know if you've watched that yourself.
Yeah, I've seen the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's what because what is it? The third one just came out obviously recently. I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah.
Seen the first 2. What are your thoughts on it?
I like it.
I like it as well. Now,
But we'll see. I need to up the pace a little for me personally.
First episode they seem a bit slow in terms of getting there.
I haven't liked really any of the Marvel TV shows, from what I gather.
Yeah.
Captain America one, I really liked the first half, and then it just went down a cliff and got worse for some reason.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Hawkeye, but I've seen Loki. Thought it was okay.
I watched the first few episodes of that. It wasn't really grabbing me, to be honest.
WandaVision, I didn't like that.
I liked WandaVision. I thought it was actually quite good.
I didn't like it.
No.
Am I missing another one? Is there another one TV show in there?
Not that I can think of just
No,
now.
compared to the Star Wars TV shows, well, Boba Fett was a bit.
Boba Fett was a bit
mid.
Aye.
It's nowhere near. It's funny because the best episodes of Boba Fett were the ones with Mandalorian in it.
I know. That's so true.
Because they had this Power Rangers characters in it.
Oh, don't.
And on their speeder bikes. I could cycle quicker than those things. What is up with that? They were like going in slow motion. Everyone was acting like
it's supposed to be a tense chase scene as well.
I know, and they're like, it's really slowly. I was like, I could run quicker than that.
But at least the CGI in that films are better. I feel like Moon Knight, the CGI in some moments is really like noticeable.
Oh,
like really noticeable.
I can't remember which scene it was.
Do you remember the one where it was in the chase scene? There'd be slight spoilers anyway. But
there was a chase scene. Was it when he's outside in the street or something?
See when he's driving away in that ice cream van, and then you have like that the lorry with like the logs.
Yeah.
That was bad.
There was another bit. There's a bit in the second episode where he's getting chased or something like that, and he's on the street.
The demon dog, is it?
Yeah. And I think it was the demon dog, and it goes to attack, and I was just like, that looks really bad.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like it was made on Microsoft Movie Maker or something. I don't know.
I know. Do you like? What about the suit? Do you like the suit?
Yeah, I like the suit.
The suit's pretty cool.
Yeah, the suit. It's like maybe that's where the budget went into. Him and Oscar Isaac.
I know.
The suit and Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, it seems like there's 2 different versions because
he's good at it. He's really good.
Because he's ultimately he's playing like 2 different people.
Yeah.
Which is like
I know nothing about Moon Knight as an FYI.
Oh, I don't either. Yeah.
Nothing. So I'm not looking stuff up for him just in case it's spoilers. I know nothing, so I'm just going into it. I went into it blind.
So did I. I like his little Oliver Twist accent. It's so funny. Like when he's oh my god, what's his name? You know when he's like the English guy who works at the museum and he's talking like Oliver Twist. He's like, I work at a museum. Stuff like that. And then he goes back to the other guy. He's just like cool, calm, and collected.
Aye.
But yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I hope it picks up a bit more because, like we both said, it is a bit slow just now. The first two
I
episodes.
understand why it's slow because it needs to kind of like introduce everything
Yeah.
to a new audience and whatnot. But
Yeah, well, essentially, because that's what it's doing to us as well. Like, we're in the audience
Yeah.
to Moon Knight, so it is setting the groundwork.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I knew he had multiple personalities or something like that, but that's pretty much all I knew.
Yeah.
That's all I knew about his character and nothing else. But yeah.
Yeah.
On to the topic.
Onto the topic.
Topic of the week.
Topic of the week. Now, this is going to be... It's subjective. Yeah, subjective.
Very
like,
subjective.
Very subjective, yes. It's going to be quite a dividing one, I imagine. I imagine that our lists won't be too different necessarily. Right?
I am ready for a run.
I don't know if we're going to have like incredibly different opinions. Like to the
Probably
point of
not.
like... Yeah.
We don't tend to have different opinions.
I know, but not to the point of like, where like I would put like we'll just say what it is, right? We're going to decide ultimately in our own opinion what the best Star Wars film is. And this is including obviously the spin-off films. So it's going to be not just the Skywalker saga, it's going to be plus the two of them. So that'll be 11 films in total. So yeah, I don't know where you want to start actually.
Right, well, obviously we'll start from the bottom.
Oh, starting from the okay,
worst one.
interesting. Yeah.
I think it's better. The bottom's best.
Right.
Best way to go.
Should we both say what our bottom one is, and then we'll kind of discuss it a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Right,
Do you go first?
Do you want to go
Okay. Bottom for me is The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, not for me.
Is it not?
I got Attack of the Clones.
Ooh.
I genuinely think that's one of the worst films ever made, ever. The only good bit is at the end. The rest of the rest 2 hours, their 2 hours or whatever it is, is truly awful. But you go first. What about your explanation?
Yeah, Rise of Skywalker is the bottom for me because I don't know. I kind of feel like it almost
Where to start with that shit film?
It threw so much of like the Star Wars mythos and like their legacy,
It destroyed
and like all that out the window.
Yeah, it destroyed Vader's sacrifice. Vader's
that annoys me.
Side, the whole healing thing.
Right,
What's
okay,
she do?
Let's do it.
She reads a book.
She reads a book, okay, and she force heals a sand snake or whatever it is. All right, she reads a book, but yeah, Anakin, who searches for years and years, right, mainly to save his mum. Okay, of course, and Padme. That's why he turns to the dark side to learn the power.
Yeah,
doesn't learn it. And spends the rest of his life in suffering without his loved ones. But Rey, here's a little book. I'll read this. Oh, look, there's just a sand snake.
There's a sentence.
A sand snake?
And
I'll heal you. There you go.
Oh, and then, what is she again? She's Palpatine's daughter, clone or something
what even is it? I don't understand.
No one understands.
Why is he in that film as well? They do not explain properly why he's they're like, Palpatine's in this film. You're like, okay. Why? They're like, just because he is,
He just survived.
Yeah, he just survived.
This was on this dark Sith planet, like it always is.
Oh, and another part I hate. I know it's a little small thing, right? But when they have that stupid little dagger to figure out where the bloody whatever it is that shows the map, and of course they're standing on the great perfect ledge at the right exact angle, and she finds it. It's so fucking dumb.
It's so cliche.
Oh,
it's such a bad movie. It's like her character is awful.
I'd rather watch Attack of the Clones than that.
It's really difficult for me because Attack of the Clones is pretty bad.
Oh, Attack of the Clones is bad, yes, but Rise of Skywalker, it should have learned.
They butchered her character into this pointless. She's just good at everything for no reason. She gets like a weekend of training and apparently is like a god of fucking Jedi.
Aye, but Luke Skywalker gets trained by Yoda, arguably the wisest
Anakin
and greatest
is the strongest Jedi ever because he was literally made by the Force. That's the whole point.
Midichlorians.
His father is literally the Force.
Right, but he can't force heal.
Raised just a clone or a daughter of Palpatine or something. I think it's something like that.
You can tell. I feel like they were so lost in what to do with her.
The ship flies away after she heals the sandworm, and then she goes and blows the ship up. What? Why?
See the end as well. I was like, what's your name?
Oh,
I'm Rey Skywalker.
I cried.
So
I cried in rage.
You're fucking not.
No, you're not.
You don't deserve that name.
Oh my god, man. And then she has this gold lightsaber.
Oh.
Because why not?
I mean, yeah, gold lightsaber's cool. They use it in like the games. What's it called again? That two knights have. Isn't it like Jedi Knight Raven has it or something?
There's I'm pretty sure one of the Knights of the Republic MMO.
That's what it is.
There's an
That's what I was thinking
expansion where there's like they have these gold lightsaber, and there is like a sort of like religion reason for it.
And their armor
can't
and that
remember
looks cool.
Yeah, I can't remember. But for some reason, she has it at the end for whatever reason.
Oh,
Because
right.
they saw it and they thought it looked cool.
Mm.
It's just a film. It does not make any freaking sense. It was a bad movie. It was shoehorned last minute. It felt like it was made last minute. It felt like it was obviously directed by J.J.
Abrams, yeah.
Abrams, and he clearly went in to fix the mess that Last Jedi left. Oh my god, man! It did make. I think did I write down how much it made?
Oh, it would have made a lot of money. Let's be honest, but
Yeah.
like
I didn't write it down.
that doesn't necessarily mean it's good because it's really not.
And it was the end of the Skywalker saga.
Basically, a spit in
What
the
a
face.
Spit in the face. That film is. It is truly a bad movie.
Right, okay, let's say we move on. Right, let's go. Let's talk
I can
about
sit for another 20 minutes discussing
I know, but
why
it's-
this movie shits on Star Wars lore just in general as well.
It just annoys me.
Why is she so good at everything for no
Right, okay, let's talk about Attack of the Clones and why you put it bottom.
What, does it really need an explanation?
I mean, I guess not really.
I
No,
don't like sand.
I don't like Sven.
It's a funny line, and he's got a point, to be fair. But
know.
let's be honest. The writing for that film and the cheesy
Oh.
dialogue, and there's
See when they're rolling around in the field,
Oh,
like Anakin rolling around.
so bad. And then he's like, and they're in the fire, and he's like, "Your lips are so soft." Like, and he's like looking at her like he's going to like, I don't know, like
It's written like a rom-com. That is what it's written
Oh,
like in that scenes.
like the entire middle of that film is literally set in Naboo, and
Oh.
it's not good.
No, it's not.
Again, the only person that's good in that film is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan's good in
Ewan
like
McGregor.
all of them.
Yeah,
Ewan McGregor is
perfect
just-
casting. to be
He's
honest.
brilliant, yeah.
But I know that's the only bit in the good part of that film is the end.
Yeah.
When the clones attack, and they're in the Colosseum and like the Gladiator Colosseum sort of thing.
Yeah, because that's what you'd expect from a film
And
called
then he finds
Attack of the Clones.
Count Dooku. The other part, I do like the politics involved in the prequel trilogies. That's why I've got some of the films a bit higher.
Right, okay.
But they weren't delivered as well. And that film was just straight up. It's because the whole middle bit is just set in Naboo, and it's so bad.
Yeah, I know.
So bad. Like, and obviously because the CGI obviously doesn't look great now. But
No,
back
it's just
then,
a sign of the
back
times.
then it actually looked quite good. But cause I'm pretty sure I saw it in the cinema when I was a kid. So I would have been what? It came out in 2002.
Attack of the Clones came out in 2002.
2002,
Yeah.
directed by George Lucas as well. But yeah, that's not a good movie.
No, it's not.
But yes, that was bottom of my list. I genuinely think that's one of the worst films ever
It's bad because it's bad, right? Not
Attack
because
of
it
the Clones
shits on
is
the
like
way.
Batman and Robin for Batman.
Oh yeah, that's a good analogy.
Like
It really is.
They're both like in that in that sorry, that franchise.
Yeah,
There's some great films, but they're small. When it's a dud, it's a
it's funny because
it's a big
that's
pile of shit.
that's the middle film out of the prequels, and yet the third one is okay. Well, we'll leave.
Yeah.
We'll discuss that when it comes to it. Right.
So I had Rise of Skywalker as number 10. Obviously
I had
let's
Attack of the
discuss-
Clones as number 10.
Oh well, see.
So really, it's very similar. It wasn't
Yeah.
too far off. Nine too far fetched.
Number 9.
9. Okay, you want to go first or me?
I've got. Was it Episode 8? The Last Jedi.
So do I.
And honestly, you see the bottom 3 for me in the Star Wars movies. They're pretty close when it comes to a pile of shit. Like for me personally, and Last Jedi was. I remember the trailers for that, and I was like, "This one looks really good." Holy crap, was I wrong? I
Yeah.
remember going to the cinema, like really excited, and after leaving the cinema, ranting about how bad it was. Snoke, you had such a
Oh,
you had such a good villain,
such a waste.
potential good villain.
Yeah.
I thought was it. Wasn't he like a clone in Rise of Skywalker or something? They cloned him.
Yes. He was. Yes. So he was.
Stupid.
You see, like all the back of the tanks just full of clones of him.
Yeah. Oh my god.
He was essentially like a puppet.
puppet for Palpatine.
Aye.
It doesn't make sense.
Oh.
Like no, okay, that's a different film. But yeah, so Snoke was a waste. Like he gets killed so easily as well.
Yeah.
Where he's like trying to like, is he talking to Rey? And he's like, "You're angry and all that." And it turns out, and then Kylo Ren just absolutely slices him in half.
Oh, of course, yeah, Kylo Ren and his whole thing of like switching between good and bad in like within an hour. He decides he's good and then he decides he's bad again. Then he
Yeah.
just Oh,
Not good at all. Obviously,
nah, it's
we didn't miss the part when he actually
no.
changes the good guy in the last one. That was kind of predictable again.
Well, it's
That
so
was
back and forth
it
throughout
was
that
so
trilogy.
predictable that he
I
was
know.
going to turn good at one point. He just screamed it. But yeah, so Last Jedi. I'm going to talk about how Finn was butchered as a character by Ryan Johnson. You know, he wrote and directed the film. Came out in 2017, I believe it was. And that whole section
Yeah.
where he goes with, I can't remember her name now, the Asian.
Oh, the one that like got a
Can't remember her name.
lot of heat. Well, like a
Yeah.
lot of like stuff towards her, like hate and
don't-
stuff like that.
I
Which is
don't-
like it's that
She shouldn't get the hate.
she shouldn't get
Her
that.
character was bloody
Yeah.
awful. Like it was a horrible character.
It's not. It wasn't her fault necessarily.
So
you know?
cheesy, man. Like some of her lines, like "make love, not war" or something. She says a line like that, very similar to that in the film. And it's like how she like kind of like fancied Finn. Finn clearly is into Rey, but you know they never did anything with that anyway.
See, when you think about it more, that last three films, they're such a mess. Like they just really didn't know what they were doing. They kept
made up.
changing it film by film.
Yeah,
yeah.
They made it up.
Every
Well,
time they
made
sat
up.
down to write that, they were just. It was a different story every
They
time.
should have just went first film. Main plot will be something like this, and then you get a writer in and does the details.
Yeah.
Does the details in the second one and in the third one. Instead, they just got a new director every time, and means like, and they basically had free reign. And Ryan Johnson absolutely butchered Lost Jedi. Some people, you get the odd person like, "Oh, I actually love it." Well, good for you, man. It's not a good film.
It's not.
And what didn't they try to say like her parents were nothing? That was like
Yeah.
that's the way they were going. Like Ryan Johnson wanted to go like her
Aye.
parents were nothing. She's just powerful because anyone can be powerful in the Force. That's not how it works. I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's no.
You are chosen to be a Jedi.
Oh
You don't just become born and work hard and become a Jedi. I can see the messages they're trying to do, but it doesn't work in the Star Wars.
no, not in
universe.
the Star Wars
Nope.
mythos. That's not how that works.
Nope, it doesn't work that way.
No.
And then he's like, "You're nothing, Bray. You're from nothing. Your parents were slave traders or whatever." Kylo Ren says during he's sitting there with his trousers like up to here with
that
this
meme.
big giant peg. He's like, "You're nothing." Like that. But
Oh.
the only cool bit in the film for me personally is the bit when they do the jump. You know, they jump through space with a ship and it slices the Star Destroyer in half.
Oh, right,
It's
yeah.
a really cool scene.
Aye, but like
But
that's
that's
like
it.
that's kind of it,
And
really.
obviously in that film, spoilers, Princess Leia dies. It's quite sad.
Of course, and that's like in a very unfortunate situation.
Didn't think her
because-
death was good, to be honest. Yeah, she just jumps out, and kind of like tries to sacrifice herself.
Yeah, I know, and of course, like
Silly.
they couldn't necessarily do too much. I don't think, obviously, because Carrie Fisher passed away at the time.
Was it not after?
Was it after? I thought it was just like either before or like in the middle
was
of shooting. Was it not?
Was it not like
No.
the film? The film was already done, wasn't it?
I honestly can't remember.
Pretty sure it was.
But yeah, of course. I mean, she had passed away, and with that, and her being such a pivotal character in the whole mythos of Star Wars, you would think they would be, I don't know, something more like satisfying and like befitting to her and her character. Like she deserved like a proper sort of sending off.
I haven't seen that film since the cinema. That's how fucking bad it was.
I've only seen that new trilogy, each of them once.
I've seen The Force Awakens a few times because it started off well, but then it fell down a fucking cliff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. So,
So
where are we now? What's
Ryan
next?
Johnson, well done.
Thank you.
Yep. It did make a lot of money as well, which is a shame as well.
Of
'cause
course,
it
I
did
know.
not deserve that money.
No.
So, what did you have number 9? Lost Jedi as well.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
both had the last Jedi. Yeah.
Number 8.
Force Awakens.
You got Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? What do you have?
I have Solo.
So, oh, no, Logan. No. I was hoping you'd like it more than that.
I liked it. I feel like after the bottom 3, I was just talking about being a pile of shit. The rest, it's like,
No, yeah,
I feel like
right.
it jumps from like those films to me are like 4s out of 10s. Now we're hitting like 6 and 7 upwards for me personally.
Yeah, no,
For the
because
rest of this list,
when you think about what's left, that's like upper echelon films,
Yeah.
and then you've got like, yeah, okay.
I did
that's
enjoy
fair
it.
enough.
I think you go first.
Yeah, so obviously Force Awakens. I mean, I thought it was okay at the time. You know, I feel like they played it safe. Obviously,
Oh yeah, it was definitely safe.
yeah.
I think it's because it was just so fresh and I hadn't seen a Star Wars film since 2005 with Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, a very long
And
time.
It just like I remember seeing it like, okay, this is a really good start.
I think the hype for like obviously everyone was like, very looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
it played
but
it safe. which you understand they would kind of want to do a
It
little
made
bit.
over $2 billion in the box office.
Oh my god.
So people really wanted it.
Yeah. I know I said before I'm not really a big fan of the newest trilogy, like the last 3 films. I'd say out of the 3 of them, this is probably, yeah, I'd probably maybe watch this again. In terms of like it's the least one I dislike the least.
I watched it a lot before Last Jedi, but since those new films, I haven't seen it since because
it had so much potential.
It had so much potential. And it was just
so much potential, but like
my only issue
all the
was,
characters, you
yeah,
know. But like
Han Solo obviously gets killed off in it, and it was
and
really
the whole thing
really,
with like Finn
it
as
was
well.
really good acting between Harrison Ford and
Adam Driver. Yeah.
Like really good acting, and I really liked that scene. I know some people didn't like his death, but to be fair, Harrison Ford hates Star Wars.
He's hated Star Wars since day one.
He hates it, so he was just like, "Thank God you killed me." But
Oh,
like,
no.
I still think he went out in a good way. And
It
it was really sad as well.
Yeah.
And you know, Rey and all that was good. Started off really well written character.
That's why.
A lot of
That's why.
potential.
Yeah. Exactly.
I kind of wanted her to be
Potential.
like Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker's daughter or something like that. That's the only reason she'd be able to beat Kylo Ren in a lightsaber battle when she'd not even touched one before.
Oh god.
And this whole thing, but he was injured.
And Kylo Ren is supposed to be like pretty much essentially a trained
He's a trained Jedi Knight, or
was trained
Sith now.
by Luke Skywalker.
Yes. She touches a lightsaber and then beats him. I was like, okay, she has to be like part of the chosen Skywalker family. That's the only way she gets away with that.
That's what I think that they were going to go with it.
Oh,
initially.
100%
They
were
were
going
going
that
to.
way.
I don't know why or what made them change their
Oh,
minds.
because they probably thought it was predictable, even though they went down a more predictable route.
It doesn't
Or
matter.
not predictable route. The last film, they just went random. Like,
They still could have done so much with it, even though like people thought it would be predictable.
they should have just followed the extended universe sort of storyline, because their storylines are incredible. But they're not
They
canon.
didn't make them canon, did they?
No, they didn't make. They've borrowed a lot though.
Aye, they rectified a lot of that stuff.
Because I'm pretty sure, is it Han and Leia's child turns bad anyway, or is it Luke's child that turns bad? They just kind of just mixed it.
Aye, like they kind of like
Yeah.
changed it a little bit. but
Yeah,
not really.
they changed that a wee bit, but not really.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the only issue I had at the end. I was like, she shouldn't really beat him.
Yeah, I know.
And then the tease, like Finn was a really good storyline. You know, a stormtrooper basically deserting.
yeah, that was good.
Yep,
But then
that was really
they
good.
just throw it out the window in the next 2
His
films.
character gets literally thrown out the window.
I feel bad for him, John
Because
Boyega.
like I was saying in The Last Jedi, that his arc in that film is so boring. They go to a slave world and try to escape and all that. It's so pointless. Like you could literally cut that out of the film and it would not make a difference to the main plot. It was just filler. That's all
Yeah.
it was.
Essentially.
Such wasted potential, and that's why I haven't seen it since the new Last Jedi essentially. But I did watch it quite a lot, and I will give it its credit. I did enjoy it. It's just that it's been ruined.
Yeah, I probably won't rush back to see it anytime soon,
Yeah.
to be honest.
So, number 8, yes, I got Solo, a Star Wars story.
Ah, yeah, of course.
Yes, I did enjoy this film. Directed by Ron Howard, and it released in 2018. And it was the first box office flop.
I know.
And to be honest, I only watched it just before we started this podcast. That's how long I've waited.
See, I only
I
watched it
generally-
maybe a month or 2 ago.
It's a film that probably shouldn't exist, personally.
It
there's
shouldn't.
no-
It shouldn't exist.
I think that's why it didn't make a lot of money, because only the trailers didn't look that great, to be honest, yeah. But like, it's because everyone was like, why out of everything you make this?
I do agree with that. I mean, ultimately, I still liked it. I
Yeah,
thought it was a fun
I-
film, you know.
I'll definitely watch that film again.
Yeah,
Like, I did actually enjoy
but
it.
I 100% agree with what you just said there. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't essential.
That's why I haven't seen it, because like, I was just holding it off, because I was like, maybe I will like it, but it's just
It's not pivotal to like really
nothing.
anything, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, I did enjoy it though. It's a good heist movie.
Yeah,
That's essentially what it is.
That's just, yeah.
And
literally
Emilia
what it is.
Clarke's in it, and I love her. So
She is.
she's beautiful. She's got such a
she's
cute smile.
stunning.
I love her.
I know, of course.
But,
Well, let's talk about a little spoiler for it. Obviously, there's gonna be spoilers for all of this, but
At the end,
at the end, with Darth Maul,
Darth Maul
that was pretty fun, cool.
with his robot legs.
Yeah,
So yeah, that was really cool.
I know. But
And
then
nothing's
I
gonna
don't
happen.
really think anything's gonna happen.
I
from it.
know. I kind of want a sequel now to that.
That's
But-
why I want a sequel.
But he
to
kind of
it.
loves her. So how long between this film and New Hope is it?
Yeah, I know.
Because he falls for Princess Leia Organa,
Yeah,
and he loves her. And obviously, it's not referenced. So either she dies or something. If they were going to make a sequel, she dies either way.
yes. I bet she does die.
She probably does die.
Yeah.
But it is a really good film. I do highly recommend it. Like it's
Yeah.
a good film to watch. You will not regret it.
Yeah, I mean,
If-
it's not.
If you like a good heist movie, it's good acting, good action sequences. Music.
I
solid.
liked what's his name? Is it Aaron Eckhart? What's his name? Sorry, it's on
It's not like Alden or
Alden. That's what it is. Alden.
Heinrich or not Heinrich.
I can't remember. I quite liked him anyway.
I was gonna write the name down, but I was like, I don't know how to pronounce that. So
I'm going to butcher that.
I'm just not gonna put it in. And your man, what's his name? Glover.
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover. The
It was Lando.
rapper. Yeah, Lando. He was really good in it.
I liked him as well. Yeah,
He was
I thought he
good.
was actually really good.
He was actually quite good at Lando. He actually kind of reminded me of the original actor that played Lando.
Yeah,
Can't remember his name. Either.
Billy D. Williams.
That's the one.
There
Yeah.
we go, yeah.
He kind of like had the same charisma as him on screen.
I would like to see, like like a little bit more of him as Lando. Obviously, Donald Glover.
Yeah.
I feel like they could do something with that.
There's potential,
Yeah.
but maybe a TV show. I don't think a movie would do that well.
A TV show would probably be more suited for
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
Yeah.
You can probably make it more heist casino-y. We could definitely do something different
Yeah,
with it.
definitely.
And obviously, it's how he meets Chewbacca in this film as well for the first time.
Of course, yes.
As soon as he said this, like when they throw him in the cage, like, this like pit, the beast will get you. As soon as I saw I was like the beast. I couldn't think. I didn't think it would be Chewbacca, but as soon as I saw something grabbing it, I was like, oh, it's clearly Chewbacca. And then you see the arms, and I'm like, oh, it's definitely Chewbacca. Who else would it be?
Big Chewie.
Big Chewie. Yes, that was number. What did I have that number 8? Yeah, it was number 8. For me.
8.
And so number 7, I had Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. Oh, okay. Well, after obviously I had Force Awakens, and then my next one would have been Solo.
Sorry, that's a lie.
What?
Force Awakens is number 6 for me.
Number 6 for you. Oh, right.
It's because I really enjoyed it when it came out.
Right. Okay.
It's a good film. It's just the sequels were so bad for it. It's kind of ruined the taste for a lot of people. But at its core, it is a good film. It did play it really
100%.
safe. It kind of did copy A New Hope, almost plot line.
Yeah.
But it kind of had to play it safe just for fans in general. But yes, it was ruined. So number 7 for me was Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Oh.
And there's a lot of good in that film. I do enjoy. I actually do really enjoy this film. Obviously Liam Neeson, Qui-Gon Jinn, is a badass. He's the kind of like Jedi Master who's kind of like goes against the Council a lot. Hence why he's not really on the Council, which is quite ironic because he's considered he's a Jedi Master. And obviously introduces Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor,
Of course.
as an apprentice to Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
And then we meet Anakin Skywalker as a child.
Ah.
And Padme, the
angel.
you're an angel.
Are you an angel?
How old? What's the age difference? I've always said this when I was younger. Like, what's the age difference for like in the characters? Because she looks about 16, where he looks about 10.
Yeah,
No, I mean that's a lie. Probably about 12.
I'd say he's about 12, and I'd say she's probably just under 20. I imagine.
Nah, she's got to be a bit. Yeah, I think she's a lot younger than that.
I was thinking maybe like 18, like 19, something like that. Character wise,
It's quite an age gap between them.
I know, but like I feel like there is that age gap though.
I suppose when in the
Because then
sequels,
then she's like when you meet her again in Attack of the Clones and stuff like that, he's like, oh Annie, you've grown so much, and it makes it seem like he's just so
his
little.
opening line is so cringe. He's like, "Oh, I haven't." Did you not say? And he's like, "I've been thinking about you every day for years." It's like things like that.
He's just like, oh, okay. Right, okay.
Like, if I went after a girl and said that, they'd be phoning the police.
You haven't seen her in years. I've been thinking about you every day. Like, okay, right.
Oh, it's so film, man. That's why it's bottom of my list because it's so cringe lines. It's all because per hating Christensen, bad writing with that character in that film. But yeah, so Phantom Menace for me, the music in this movie is stellar. Like the music is almost perfect. I think it's one of the best soundtracks for a movie ever.
I do like the Phantom Menace.
Jewel of the Fates. Like,
I think it is.
Jewel of the Fates is like underrated because no one talks about it
really?
as much. I say like underrated because it's so fucking good.
It is. But how can that be underrated? I feel like
Because,
that's so iconic.
It's weird. It's like people don't talk about it as much as they should. That song should be mentioned every single day.
Yeah.
Like every day. And that's why I love the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer when they play it and you're just like, ah!
Like, nostalgia.
Like everyone was like tears rolling down. But also, and then I got Darth Maul in this film. The end sequence in this movie is great.
It's brilliant.
And then obviously, right at the end, it teases. Oh yeah, this is the film that introduced Jar Jar Binks as well.
I do feel bad for the guy who portrayed Jar Jar Binks.
Did you ever hear the theory?
Have you anyone heard he's a Sith Lord.
He's a Sith Lord.
I've heard a bit of that.
It's weird how like
Like how like kind of fitting it is.
It's almost too fitting, and even like the thing with the eyes for Sif always been like that yellow color,
Yeah.
and his eyes are really yellow. And there's parts in the film where he's like flicks his hand and all of a sudden everything goes their way, and stuff like that. And there's a whole theory video. I can't remember who does it, and I've read about it as well. But like it was so hated that they kind of like just went, nah, he can't be the Sith Lord. Like Palpatine was obviously always going to be the Emperor and all that.
Yeah.
But like he was meant to be the Master and Palpatine was the Apprentice. But then they completely just changed it. It's really good. It kind of makes sense. But it was this character was like literally like so hated. They were like, no, we can't go ahead with this anymore.
Now, do you think that? Do you think that's what happened? Do you think they
honestly,
they intended to do that? Yeah.
I actually do. Someone told me that, and I was like, "You're lying. That's bullshit."
Yeah.
And I like YouTubed it, and someone went into like detail about it, like all like the little details in the film, and all
giving
that.
like compelling points and
it's
like evidence.
Other parts we like kind of like that's like Jedi mind stuff, and like flicks his hand, and all of a sudden something goes their way at all times, and just when he throws, I know what maybe community thing, but when he throws like the ball and all that, and it's always lands perfectly. You know, he's like throwing like an idiot, and it should never go that way.
Because there is that element to it where like you wouldn't think he is because he's portrayed almost like a bumbling idiot sort of thing.
Yeah,
like it's almost like that's a decoy.
And we all know how gullible the Jedi are, so
it's they're pretty
naive,
pretty stupid.
Is the word for it.
Yeah,
but yes, I do have that on my number 7, and it made over $1 billion at the box office, and it came out in 1999. Wow. That's a lot of money for back then.
It
was probably like the biggest
really
film along with like Jurassic Park, probably when I think of like box office returns
at
that time. Oh, Titanic was obviously first. But yeah, directed by George Lucas as well. And that was the kind of start of the whole politics in Star Wars. And I like the politics in Star Wars. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. But I think whole Federation, it's all to do with taxes, and it's kind of like why you kind of see the separatists. They're called. They're kind of like they've got like a good cause for kind of breaking away, but it's all obviously part of the master plan of Palpatine.
Yeah,
like it was all part of his plan. So,
years in the making.
Decades in the making.
Yeah, that's commitment right there. Oh, right, and then what did I say I had again? Did I say it was Solo?
What was your number 7?
I can't remember. I'm so lost. 11, 10, 9, 8. Oh yeah, sorry. Solo was 7. Solo was 7. But we already discussed that. So 6.
So that's where I have Force Awakens, which we already discussed.
I had Phantom Menace in 6.
So it's pretty similar our list. Like,
yeah, they are quite
one
similar.
Or two off, but like, yeah,
right,
makes it seem wide though. I have the Jewel of Fates on my gym playlist. That's how fucking good it is. See, listen to that while you're lifting. Good. It's like you power up a little.
Goosebumps whenever you watch that scene again.
I'm actually thinking about
amazing.
It. Like the music starts as soon as the door opens and Darth Maul's sitting there over his cloak. And Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, then have a duel.
Such a good design.
And he takes on both of them, so that just tells you how strong he was.
Yeah.
He takes on basically a guy who's about to turn a Jedi Knight and a Jedi Master, essentially. Takes on. Because Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan, he was the apprentice. He wasn't really an apprentice. He was pretty much on the cusp.
It wasn't like he just started.
He's on the cusp of promotion. They say that. So, excellent.
Right. What about number 5? What do you have?
Rogue One.
So did I.
This was a film that I seen that really took me by surprise.
I think
how good it was.
I think it took quite a lot of people by surprise. It was the first of the expanded universe sort of films.
Yeah, the spin-off sort of films.
Spin-offs, yeah. Well, of course, it was in 2016 or 17?
2016.
2016, right? Okay.
Gareth Edwards, who directed Godzilla.
Of course,
the first Godzilla reboot sort of films, and then went on to direct that. It had a lot of reshoots and all that. I think the whole third act of the film got reshot. I think that's why people thought it was going to be bad.
Because it was something like,
it was totally different.
It was like 30 million or 20 million worth of like reshoots.
Yeah, it was a lot of money.
Sure, which is a lot of money for reshoots.
Yeah, everyone was like,
that can't be a good sign.
Oh, it's not a good sign. But this is one of those films that did turn out to be the better thing.
And of course, it has.
We'll talk about what the film's about.
Right, okay, I know.
So obviously
we both know what scene we're going to be talking about.
Anyone with Star Wars knows
I know, yeah.
About, like, so obviously the film's about, like, we see in the New Hope, when they talk about, the woman, rebel sort of leader woman, talks about how they got the Death Star plans.
Oh, her name starts with a T, doesn't it?
I can't remember her name, though. She's in this film as well.
Thane. Admiral Thane?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
What is her name? Anyway, but in the New Hope, they literally heard that, and they're like, we'll make a movie of that. So fair play to them. So it's about, what's the name? Jyn Erso?
Jyn Erso, yeah. That's her name, yeah.
I can't remember the actress's name, top of my head, but she does a really good job in this film, by the way.
Oh, I can't remember her name either. She was linked with
And it's like her father is the one that designs the Death Star, and basically he gets like essentially captured. But when he designs it, he makes a weakness on purpose because he's kind of a prisoner. So he does the weakness, and he basically does plans to basically
pretty much like a fail safe.
Give it to the rebellion, and then for them to basically blow it up.
Yeah,
which obviously Luke Skywalker does in New Hope.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, so and then it's basically just her journey throughout this film. And this is a film, spoilers, everyone dies. Not one person. I was like, holy shit. They're killing everyone
There's
off.
no happy ending in
They're
this.
killing everyone off. Like everyone dies.
Yeah.
And then obviously it has the greatest fight scene or scene in Star Wars history.
It's not even a fight. It's a one-way fight.
It's slaughter.
Oh yeah. So if you don't know, it's the scene where Darth Maul appears. Not Darth Maul. Oh my God, sorry. Darth Vader. Forgive me. At the end of it,
I've watched that on YouTube. Just
all it is just darkness, right, and a little bit of fog. Okay.
And you hear the breathing.
And then you hear the breathing. You're like, oh my God. And then just all of a sudden, just the lightsaber just.
I remember seeing it. I'm like, oh. Because it's Disney, I was a bit scared because it's a darker tone film than the other films as well.
Definitely it is. Yes.
And I was like, are they going to show it? I swear to God, if they skip this, I'll lose my shit. But then it's just
it's
open fire, and then he's just like fucking hitting them against the roofs. I'm getting chills just thinking about that scene. It's so well done. You see the fear in the soldiers, like the rebel soldiers.
This is like the Darth Vader that you
see in comics.
You would read about in the comics being like absolutely merciless and sort of like just unrelenting.
A monster.
Yeah,
basically,
literally, yeah.
And
he just, oh my God,
he slaughters like a whole corridor of rebellion soldiers by himself. Then opens the door and it's like the panic in their voices and because they have the Death Star plans in their hand.
Yeah,
it's like the door won't open and it's like screaming, "Take it,
take it, take it!"
And then he gets a lightsaber right through it and the door opens and
oh my God,
amazing! Yeah. It was such a great ending to that film. It was like a great film up to that point. Anyway, the acting, the acting's phenomenal. You see Tarkin in it for a bit. They do that weird CGI thing. I thought it looked pretty good for him.
It's not too bad.
And it sounded like him as well. So the actor they got to sort of portray him like the original actor.
Considering it's like it must be a very hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Considering you won't have a lot of images to use of him necessarily, but yeah, they've nailed it enough to it was convincing.
It was convincing for me anyway. You do see Princess Leia, young one, when she's younger. No, at the start of New Hope.
Essentially
that for me looked a bit like that doesn't look right.
That was a little bit.
That's like that kind of makes you go, oh, I'm out the film. That looks really stupid.
Yeah, it does.
But Tarkin's one I thought was really well done.
It was convincing.
I think the Princess Leia one was like that because I think they must have that was the reshoot. That was part of the reshoots maybe. So
probably very last minute.
Yeah, very last minute. Who's the other guy? Who's the actual villain in this? Can't remember. He's in quite a lot of movies and stuff.
Oh, Ben Mendelsohn, isn't it? That's the guy who plays him. But what's the character's name?
He's in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
For like 5 minutes, but like he was in another TV show I really liked as well not too long ago.
Oh, I can't remember his name.
He's basically in charge of the Death Star sort of science division. That's basically kind of what he does because he was at the start going after the scientists and whatnot.
He's got his team of death troopers.
Yeah, which are freaking cool.
Badass.
That was when they were introduced, as far as I'm aware, into the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, no, we haven't really seen
black masks and
just pure black outfit.
They look like almost like Nazi soldiers that burn.
Well,
villages.
That's basically what
that's what the Empire's kind of based
that's
on.
What the Empire kind of is.
They're racist. They don't allow alien races into their regime.
Keep it pure and clean. That's what they basically are.
That's basically what they do. That's why.
Yeah.
But yeah, so excellent film. Definitely a really really good film.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'd love to see Gareth Edwards direct another one. I know he had a lot of problems, but I like that sort of darker toned, gritty sort of Star Wars film. It was so different from the other ones.
It didn't have your typical sort of happy ending sort of
yeah. It's I just remember watching him holy crap! They're killing everyone off one by one.
Dead.
Yeah, and then there's parts obviously when you see the Death Star blowing the planet up, and the special effects in it were really good as well. I think Star Wars has got really good special effects.
I feel like you'd have to as well.
Yeah. I wish they kind of use the same
otherwise it takes
special effects studio they do for Star Wars, they do for Marvel. For me,
I don't know what Marvel.
I know they're totally different, but
I know.
Some Marvel films either they're really good or they're really bad. Black Panther,
right?
Example.
We're into the top 4.
Top 4.
I know what your fourth one is. I think. I think it's gonna be the same as mine.
What do you think it is?
Revenge of the Sith.
No.
Is it not?
I got New Hope.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
All right. Okay.
I love Revenge of the Sith. Feel like you go first.
Right. Okay. I have Revenge of the Sith. I feel like Revenge of the Sith, after the mess that is Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith almost just like 180s. It's like it's so different compared to what Attack of the Clones was. Attack of the Clones was so boring. Like they tried to be like a rom-com at some scenes with Padme and
There's
Anakin.
really a good hour in like 20 minutes of Attack of the Clones. It was just them and Naboo.
Yeah, and then Revenge of the Sith obviously is when Anakin
Terrible.
fully descends pretty much into the dark side at the end of it. Well, not at the end of it, like slowly.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's definitely the best of the prequel trilogy.
Yep, I think it starts off in a bang with a big battle over Coruscant,
Yeah.
which is like the capital planet of the Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the whole planet's a city. So much potential for stories in that planet, by the way.
I know.
Like Star Wars 1313 and all that sort of games. But anyway, yeah. So it starts off with the droid army doing an invasion. Obviously, you get introduced to General Grievous in movie form.
I understand why they put him in. I know a lot of people like claim the argument, he was put in like because he would like sell toys and stuff like that.
Well, he did too. I remember being a kid. And
He did.
I want General Grievous toy.
His design is really fucking cool though.
Oh, it is really cool.
Like he's pretty much like a Jedi killer. That's basically
he collects
what he is. Yeah,
all his
he collects
lightsabers
them.
are like ones he's killed. So he's a real badass general for the Separatist army.
I know.
But I don't think he stands for what the Separatists really wanted originally. They eventually turned
no.
into like this evil sort of regime, and which is what he is. And yes, that was excellent. And plenty of memes were born from this film.
Plenty of memes are born from this entire trilogy, but mainly Revenge of the Sith, I would say.
So many.
Yeah.
The
iconic.
Some of the acting, like from like Ewan McGregor, in this is absolutely like really good. Like, incredible.
Yes,
he's such a good actor.
Ewan McGregor, obviously, like we said
he
before,
is Obi-Wan. Like,
he
is Obi-Wan.
He's Obi-Wan, and he has been great throughout the whole like trilogy that he's been in so far.
And his TV show's coming soon.
And his TV show, of
Next
course, yes. But in this one, I feel like it definitely ramps up even more, where he's almost like. I know technically, like they would say, not a father figure, but I do almost think of him as like a father figure to Anakin. I know he says like he's his brother and all that,
but he raises him from a child.
Yeah, so that's why I would more view it as like almost like a father figure to him,
Yeah.
because obviously Anakin didn't have a true father, you know.
His father was the Force.
His father was the Force,
but way stronger than him.
Yeah, so I do think that aspect and that whole like relationship between them in that film, especially towards the end, you know, where ultimately he thinks Obi-Wan's betrayed him.
Oh, he completely just loses his mind.
And it, like it's a descent into madness and like descent into the dark side.
Strangles his wife.
Yes, strangles his pregnant wife.
But yeah, not a really smart move by him.
No, it's not.
But
and then he's like, look what you've done.
Like that's when that meme was born. Why would Obi-Wan do this?
It's so funny.
Like, you know the meme where it's the guy shooting the person and it's him turning around going, why would Obi-Wan do this?
Yeah. That's essentially what it is. He's like, the Padme. He's like, why would you do this, Obi-Wan?
You turned her against me.
I think Hayden Christensen got a really hard rep.
Of course he did.
From this trilogy. A lot of that is
he's loved now, though.
The writing, especially Attack of the Clones. But I think he really brings it back in Revenge of the Sith. I think that's where
for sure.
I think that's where I really liked him most. Obviously, you get introduced to him in Attack of the Clones, and that's like such a
bad start.
Bad start, you know, and you think, okay, he can't really do much. If that's his writing and that's what he's giving off, where's it going to go from here? But Revenge of the Sith, I think that's where he really comes into it. And that's what, you know, you really actually... I know he's essentially turned into a bad guy. He slaughters kids, right? But he does it so well.
Even the younglings.
But he does it so well.
Skywalker, you know? There are too many of them. What are we going to do? And he just goes like that.
It's like, Jesus.
I was like, yes!
But yeah, no, I really like it, you know? It's such a good film. The end fight between him and
I love
Kenobi.
Like the scene when he marches up to the Jedi Temple, the music.
And he has the clone army behind him.
The 501st.
The 501st Legion, yeah.
Yeah, Legion, whatever it's called. Right behind him.
Yeah.
Just absolutely slaughter everyone
so
in the
good.
temple. Like the music, just like everything about that scene is so freaking good.
Yeah.
And then execute order 66. It was like so well done.
That iconic line.
But I like that whole like end sequence of that film is just like for me just great, and that's why it's high on my list.
Yeah.
Some people will probably say it's blasphemy that it's been so high, but I don't care. To be fair as well though, I grew up like watching these films in the cinema, so for me it's different.
I feel like for us, this was our generation of Star Wars.
I was 10 when that film came out.
Like that's what we grew up on.
Yeah, like I remember playing like the game Revenge of the Sith as well.
Even the game was good.
Yeah, the game was good.
Yeah.
And it had like movie scenes in it, so like, and it came out before the movie, And I remember specifically being like, oh my god, like the main reason I'm playing this game is to see like little clips. And I was so excited for Revenge of the Sith. I was not disappointed.
No, I know.
Like I'm really.
Another thing that it does well is that I don't feel like that new trilogy done well.
Jedi fights.
You read my mind.
Where are the Jedi fights in the new trilogy? We didn't even say that before.
The choreography as well in these films, especially in that last fight. I know it's a lot of like, like side and side and side, right? But like when you look at behind the scenes stuff, they put in a lot of work.
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah, like a lot of work.
It's like dancing they did at times.
And I feel like that new trilogy really lacked that.
Oh, the lightsaber scenes in the new trilogy were
I know Revenge of the Sith, like the last half an hour is like Anakin and Obi-Wan just like essentially fighting, but it's so good.
Yeah, it's great, and also because the music is so incredible by John Williams.
Yeah.
He does the music for obviously all the Star Wars films. I don't think he does the spin-offs though. The mainline episodes he does.
The main ones.
And,
Saga.
and like the music playing with them fighting and it's lava fly. Okay, it's so good. Like
visually, it's like really stimulating as well.
Yeah, it's like fuck. This is what a Star Wars like. It's a popcorn flick. We're not saying this is like a masterpiece in cinema.
No, of course.
Star Wars isn't that at all. It's a popcorn flick, but it's a fucking good one with amazing lore.
Yeah.
If it gets it right, Ray. But
yeah, if it gets it right, that's the main thing.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah. So, sorry. You're number 4, A New Hope.
Yes, A New Hope. Directed by George Lucas. Came out in 1977.
Let's have a quick check. It came out in 1977. Yes, it did.
And I remember like specifically reading about this film a long time ago when I was a kid. This was the Star Wars film I was introduced to, for obvious reasons. My parents, like my dad, loved Star Wars. I think probably every parent grew up.
Of course, that was their generation.
That was like their generation. Yeah. So like, so A New Hope was like one of my favorite Star Wars films. But as I got older, I just kind of like especially when I saw like the sequels and all that. The sequel to that film, so episode 5. That's what it is now. But originally, when it came out, it was just called Star Wars. They didn't have episodes. They had 9 because the studio thought it was gonna be a flop. Oh, how wrong they were!
No,
it turned out to be like it basically killed Star Trek.
It's like $100 billion franchise now.
Yeah, like I mean, like with toys, games, movies, comics, books, everything. Insane. It just blew. But I remember like reading stuff like the whole cast thought it was going to flop. They thought it was going to be terrible. It was only released in a few cinemas. And I'm pretty sure the box office is sitting around like 700+ million. I think that's like re-released though, so I don't know the figures. Officially.
Yeah, you feel like that has to be
because that 700 million back then is like.
I would have been
that's like 3 billion or something now. So like, it's definitely been re-released.
Yeah.
I think I didn't like research that much into that part of the thing. So at the end of the day, it's just money.
I feel like it had to be.
But yeah, so that's obviously the film that starts everything. You get introduced Luke Skywalker, iconic lines, see Darth Vader, Obi-Wan Kenobi, played by. Oh my god.
Alec McGuinness.
Yes, that's it. I knew he was saying Guinness. I was like, he sounds similar to a beer. I was like, I know that. But he was a huge actor back then. Like, I don't know what other films he was really good in, but I know back then he was like the A-lister. The rest of them,
they were relatively unknown.
Yeah, like Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford was like
unknown as well. They were pretty much apart from him. So, and Tarkin, the guy that plays Tarkin, I'm pretty sure he was quite a well-known actor. He died in the 90s, I think. But anyway, so you get introduced to him, the Death Star. Just like, it's so iconic, that film. And it's like, it is really old, but I still think it kind of like lives up.
It's old, but regardless of
they did that old style where like in space and all that, where it's like toys they kind of use like
like models and stuff like that. Yeah.
And like it just, because of that, for me, it kind of like it's aged well. If they used CGI, I don't think this film would have aged one bit.
No, I think
CGI back then would have been like looked terrible.
I think CGI would have like hindered it. It wouldn't be like necessarily the way it is now.
Yeah.
Because they done practical effects and like, made their models and stuff like that. It definitely holds up.
Yeah.
And it adds a charm to it as well.
It's funny, like even Darth Vader's voice, you can tell like your man does his voice. Oh my god, names are just not working for me right now.
Original or like James Earl Jones?
James Earl Jones' voice. Like he sounds a bit younger in it as well with Darth Vader. It sounds a bit more like, it sounds different from the other films. Because everything's just new and they obviously didn't know it was going to do as well as it did. But it is a special film and it deserves to be quite high up on the list. I know some people would be saying, why the fuck do I put Revenge of the Sith higher? But it is what it is.
I know. Right. Right. So is Revenge of the Sith your 3rd film then?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So basically,
top 2!
Basically, the top 2 is going to be, right, how about we just say our top 2, right? Because we know it's going to be the OG films, right? And then we can just discuss necessarily like them as like a collect sort of thing.
Okay.
Right, so your number 3 was Revenge of the Sith, of course. Obviously, my number 3 would have been Star Wars: A New Hope. Number 2 is Return of the Jedi for me, and then of course Empire Strikes Back as number 1.
Yeah.
And then obviously you're the same for that top 2, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the exact same.
Right. Okay. Reasons for them. I feel like I put the top 3 as pretty much like the OG trilogy because, for one, they are so iconic. They have inspired like generations. They still continue to.
Yeah.
And they have created like arguably one of the biggest franchises ever.
When I rewatch Star Wars, like I'm like really excited to watch the originals. That doesn't
Yes.
happen for a lot of movies. Like movies from back then, like, a lot of people like be like, oh, I don't even watch that. It looks rubbish, but like it's aged well, and they've obviously remastered it and whatnot to like 4K
of course.
and all that sort of stuff. So it doesn't look as like 300p whatever it was back then in those days. But so Return of the Jedi number 2. Obviously it's just like it's that final confrontation between Vader and Luke, and it's got I just find that entire sequence so iconic, especially the part they're fighting and they're trying to turn him to the dark side, and he's accepted that he's his father, and Luke is quite like, he doesn't look like a Jedi because he's dressed in all like that sort of black. Kind of gives you Qui-Gon Jinn vibes, hence the the green lightsaber.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely different, and he does show a bit of his father at one point at the end. When he talks about, he's like, sister. So you have a twin sister, and then he's like, what's he say? Oh, if you won't turn to the dark side, then perhaps she will. And it's like he screams, and like this music plays, and it's so like it gives me chills, and it's like he just absolutely slaughters Vader pretty much. He uses anger to get over it.
Yes,
and then he cuts his arm off, and it's the first thing you see. Like his arm is obviously robotic as well.
Yeah,
and then that's where he's a bit like, his aunt is also robotic, and it's just like the father son.
So that's like he almost uses that to relate to his father.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. It's kind of like when you see, it's like he looks at it because the camera points at it, and you see his face, and he kind of like realizes like, shit, I need to like calm down. And then obviously Palpatine's doing this, this usual evil laugh at you down.
Of course, it was an iconic laugh.
But he's just straight up like, I'm not turning the dark side, and he calls him Jedi, and obviously electrocutes him constantly. And then obviously at that moment, that's when Vader switches. He switches to the light side, goes back to being Anakin Skywalker.
He realizes.
I start crying in a minute. It's like he like looks back, and you hear him go no, and like lifts Palpatine up, and obviously like he gets electrocuted consistently, and then that's obviously how he dies.
Yeah,
basically.
Essentially, like
I think there was like books and
sacrifices
saying why he died, because everyone was kind of like, why does he die from like Luke got electrocuted a lot longer than he did. He kind of like walks away from it, and he like dies from it. But I think there was books saying like Palpatine designed the suit to basically be like a weakness to his.
Yeah, so he always stays as the apprentice and never like, because how in the dark side there's always a master and the apprentice, but like
then the apprentice kills the master.
But like essentially a failsafe, so he doesn't.
Yeah, so it's basically that guy. If he returns, like he'll just electrocute him. He should die. I'm pretty sure. Like, someone tell me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure there was like a comic or a book that kind of stated that.
I feel like it sounds like a valid reason.
It sounds like something he would do, Palpatine, because he was very clever.
Oh,
he was very cunning. He's not the strongest Sith Lord, like in any list.
His mind is probably his biggest.
But like the fact that what he did is hence why he's so like when you see like lists like most powerful Sith Lords, there were some way more powerful than Palpatine was.
Yeah.
But like Palpatine was probably the most cunning. He was like this he was just a genius at like being like a spy almost. What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, like
just like
a different word for spy or manipulative.
He was very manipulative. Like he was very obviously he became Chancellor and made his way for that, and somehow tricked the Jedi because they've been absolute mongs. But anyway, just that obviously that scene, and he finds out Leia's his sister, so he probably should never kissed her in Empire Strikes Back.
I know. I always forget about that weird sort of aspect of it.
And then the Ewok battle. I just love that film. Like I genuinely, it's such a good film. I got nothing but fond memories of that film.
I think that's for like everyone, really.
Jabba the Hutt at the start.
It's
Princess Leia in the gold bikini.
There's so many iconic things from that film, and it's just it's regardless of like how old they are. It's like 1977 for obviously A New Hope. Then it was
Return of the Jedi was 1983,
and then like you said, 1983 for Return of the Jedi.
It's crazy how old these films are.
But they're just like
incredible.
They're just timeless. They're they are literally like not cult classics, obviously, because that's like a different sort of terminology you
No, they're
use for a smaller
classics now,
film.
but like,
They're classics now, yes, but they are very iconic.
yeah,
And like I said, obviously they've inspired God knows how many generations and like people, and like, you know, and just look where the franchise has come as like a whole in general. From that 3 films
Mhm.
that have kickstarted it, and they've created this
spawned
like, a massive universe of
prequels
everything we have. It's wild to think about.
and it's still more coming. I don't know what Disney's doing next.
Yeah, there's supposed to be more
I
coming.
really
Yeah.
want them to do Old Republic, but we'll see. They'll probably butcher that, to be honest. Yeah,
I know, I'd like that as well.
I'd love an Old Republic. It's such a cool era, especially because it's when the Sith are really powerful. They have their own little empire, and the Republic have their own empire.
Yeah, I know. We haven't
It's-
seen
you can
anything like
get
that.
Crazy battles. You got Darth Raven and all these classic Sith lords. Pretty sure they're still canon. I don't know.
No, I feel like they are. Yeah,
Disney likes to butcher things, so who knows? But then, obviously, number one. Would you say it's the greatest sequel of all time, or definitely up there?
I would say off the top of my head, I would say it's definitely up there. I'd say it's definitely top 3.
Mm-hmm.
I would even probably maybe suggest 1 because of just how iconic and like how so fucking good it is.
It kind of like it's solidified as Darth Vader is one of the greatest villains of all time.
Oh, 100%.
Like easily.
100%,
And obviously,
yes.
You got like the movie starts off in a kind of like, I say like some Revenge of the Sith. It starts off a big sort of like battle essentially.
Yeah.
With the Hoth battle.
Battle of Hoth.
Battle of Hoth. And then it's just, and you see Vader, you see more of him as a character, and you see his interests in Skywalker, as he's called.
Yeah.
They call him in it Skywalker. Like, it's just, and obviously it has the most iconic line of all time, which has been used in so many references in our film with, you know, Luke. No, does he actually say Luke? He says, "I am your father." He does the "I am your father" line.
Because isn't there some sort of like weird, like, you know, thing? It's like one of the things where it gets lost in time. People,
Yeah, so
people think it's
people think he
certain
says
line,
this. I actually,
but it's actually
he doesn't
not
say
that.
"I." He doesn't say something, but he does say, "I am your father," essentially.
Yeah, I don't think he says the Luke part. I think he does to say.
Yeah, see, I always
I'm
thought
your-
he
I'm your
says
father or
Luke,
something.
but I think he goes, "No, I am your." He says something like that, but he doesn't. I don't think actually he does say Luke. He doesn't say Luke.
Yeah, I don't know. And then of course you have Mark Hamill's just iconic, just like scream of like
No,
of like
that's
disbelief and pain.
impossible. No,
Oh,
I'm your father. No, it's like I remember, was it Toy Story that does that? Takes the piss out of that. Toy Story 2.
I think so, isn't
When
it?
he fights Zurg, or whatever,
Oh, yes, where Buzz Lightyear
Aye.
fights Zurg.
and he goes, "No." He goes, "No, Buzz, I'm your." For some reason, he says that. There's no reason why he says that. No.
Oh, so
So
good.
funny, yeah. But that's what I meant by like that iconic line.
Yeah.
And
It's been used
and I
in
think
like
back
everything.
in those days, like no one who went to cinema seen that coming. Like I remember like my dad saying like it was like mind blowing to everyone that watched that. Be like,
Oh,
wow.
like one of the like the
Yeah,
biggest
that
surprises.
was like when cinema came out. That was like cinema moment in those days.
Yeah. Whereas these days it feels like regardless if like people have seen it, they know that he's his father
Oh, yeah,
because it's so like.
it's so iconic.
Aye.
But yeah, it just confirmed how much of a badass he is, and Han Solo gets frozen in the film, which obviously leads to the start of the Return of the Jedi with Jabba the Hutt.
Of course, yes.
Yes.
And then obviously Boba Fett.
And yes, in Hoth, Luke and Leia kiss on the lips
Oh,
when they're brother and sister.
well, they don't
Twins.
realize.
And then she does it to make Han Solo jealous. Chicks, am I right?
I'll kiss my brother to make this guy jealous.
It's his face in this film when he does that. It's just pure disbelief. Obviously, there's another brother and sister.
Oh, I
More
know.
stickened.
It's
But
funny.
that is definitely like the most iconic. One of the most iconic films of all time.
Oh,
Like in cinema. I'm including all cinema.
oh no, yeah, 100%. It is definitely in that category, and
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
probably very high on that list. I mean, what else to add? I feel like most people's are going to be the OG trilogies are going to be in their top 3. It has to be.
Yeah,
Empire
for
Strikes
sure.
Back has definitely got to be most people's number 1.
I think it will be most people
Yeah.
number one. I can't really see much difference.
No,
Maybe I think top 3 could obviously change. It could be like New Hope could be number 2, or
no, yeah. I feel like the order of
I
them
feel
would
like
change.
sometimes Return of the Jedi, when I was younger, some people always give it quite a bit of hate. Like I think because they said it was probably the weakest of the originals. I don't agree with that personally,
Hmm.
but I can see why. But at the same time, I just like it's just that ending. To me, it's like so iconic, and I got the poster I'm thinking of in my head, where it's like a darkened Luke and Darth Vader in the background, and they're 2 lightsabers
Yeah.
like clashing, and it has like Jabba the Hutt and Chewbacca and all that faces here, but it's like them in the back, and it's just really iconic.
The movie
See
posters for like the
obviously
OG.
it's when Return of the Jedi when Yoda passes away.
Of
It's a really
course,
sad
yeah.
moment. Especially after you see all the films and then you watch it again, you're like, oh, he's so iconic, little Yoda.
Oh, little hermit Yoda.
Exactly, little mouse or
I know.
rat or whatever you'd say.
Well, yeah. So that was our list of our best Star Wars films, and like I said, we both kind of knew they'd be
Hugely subjective. I know.
vaguely
I
similar.
probably get laughed at for having like Revenge of the Sith so high or whatever.
Oh,
Whatever.
I
like it.
feel like that film, like over the course of like the past whatever years, have definitely their stature's gone up. People view them as more obviously a set with Attack of the
I think
Clones.
it's 'cause the
obviously.
sequel films were fucking so bad that everyone's like, actually, the prequels were actually better.
Yes.
Apart from Attack of the Clones.
But yeah, so that was our list of what we think are the best Star Wars films. Of course, we would love to know what your opinions are. If you agree with us on, well, any of it really.
Yeah.
Whether you think the new trilogy is actually rather good and we're talking shite, which we're not.
Nothing but facts here.
The facts.
Only kidding.
Yeah, but no, of course. I mean, it's subjective, you know. Everyone grew up different generations, you know, different Star Wars films.
Yeah, I think
so,
that's what it comes to. Different generations.
oh yeah. So yeah,
That's why it's-
comment below, obviously what your list is, what your favorite ones are. You know, we would love to hear it. Compare, you know, just different people's different opinions.
Yep.
It's always interesting to hear. And of course, if you want to subscribe, leave a like, and all of our links to our socials will be in the description as always. If you want to check us out on anything, follow us. And yeah, we will see you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.